Yo, what's going on, gang? It's the Thickest Thieves boys back with another podcast episode. I am rapper Nate Rose.
And I am filmmaker David Elijah Piersaul.
What it do? We back, baby.
We back.
We
Boy.
back. So without further ado, let's mask up like we finna rob some.
What? I want to talk about cash.
Aliki, what we got going on today?
Okay, today we're playing one of our go-tos, a game of Scruples. This
like
is a
this
game
one.
of moral dilemmas where you'll read a dilemma out loud and then you will each write down what you think the other person would do. When you're done writing, you'll both say what you would actually do out loud. Then you'll turn your boards around and we'll see if you guess the other person's response correctly. If you're correct, you get a point. Most points wins. The loser will have to play Scruples charades, where you will have to act out the Scruples questions read during the game. You must keep acting them out until we've guessed 3 correctly.
Okay.
Sounds
Good. So this game requires Nate to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I'm just defaulting to just ascribing the worst moral compass to David. Just knowing you as a person.
I think he would say
knows you as a
this,
person.
and it's like, kill a baby.
What-
I'm like, yo, chill, bro, chill.
All right, dude. Well, I mean,
do it.
let's get me. Oh, yeah. Let me
I
get
get
that.
the blue. You get the pink one.
I get the pink. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not afraid of the color pink. You know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna start though.
Okay, let's go.
Since
baby.
ladies
Come on.
first, you know what I'm saying? I got the pink one. You are at a dinner party and hear a distinct. Now this says in all caps, crack. You hear a distinct crack as a corpulent guest settles into an antique chair. The hostess is in the kitchen.
What? So
Will
detailed.
you tell her what happened later? So you're at a dinner party,
Will you
right?
tell her what happened later?
So all right, we're having a dinner party over
That's a
at the
crazy
Nate Rose
concept.
residence, right?
Nate
okay.
Rose, yes,
and
okay.
we brought a bunch of people, right? You don't know everybody, whatever.
Yeah.
And we're me and Aliki are upstairs or doing something, and you hear somebody sit in a chair and it goes Grack! Like that. Like
An antique chair.
An antique
An
chair.
antique
An
too?
antique chair.
And
It goes Grack! Just like
you
that.
rolled the R.
Yeah, grrrr.
Okay. I think I know what you would do in that situation.
Yeah. Are you letting me know? That's the question.
Okay, let's see. I'm honestly curious about what the listeners and viewers think we would morally do. I feel like they don't give us enough credit. I think that Nate, using my board to do so, because Aliki informed me that I never use my board in this show.
But you do
Correctly,
bore
yeah.
me in the show. I do get bored sitting next to you.
All right,
Just a dumb pun.
cool. Got him.
All right,
Done.
here we go. I'm saying you said yes. You tell.
I said he would tell as well.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think that's a softball.
Well, first of all, you did it wrong.
What happened?
So you're supposed to write down what you think the other person would do. Then you both say what you would do out loud. Then you turn around and we see if you guess correctly.
Oh.
Oh, okay, but
That, wait,
okay, my bad.
Practice round.
But you would say yes though.
Yes.
And I would say yes.
Yes,
So we
true.
both got it right, and we'll do it better next time.
Okay.
Sorry, Aliki.
I'm sorry.
I just know that, Nate will, if you turn your board around, David, and Nate sees the answer, he's going to change what he was.
I
he
will
would've
do
said,
that
So.
because I cheat.
Dang, Aliki doesn't have a lot of faith in her husband, apparently.
I don't have a lot of faith
Have
in
you
myself,
done
bro.
something recently? Like, have you lied to Aliki in a way?
Yeah. Yeah.
You said I said I'd wash dishes and I didn't.
That's facts. I heard
Anyways,
about
anyways.
that. All right, David, draw another one, bro.
That was my turn now. Okay,
so we
cool.
each got a point.
Sweet.
Okay, give me this dilemma.
All right. A professional friend gives you some advice. In gratitude, you promise an expensive bottle of liquor. Later, you change your plans and can't use the advice. Do you keep your promise? That's a weird one.
I'm trying to think about this. So you're getting advice like from a lawyer or something?
A professional
Like
friend
a
gives you some
professional
advice.
friend
Mhm.
is giving me advice, but then it's all right. So like, let's say, for example, I go to
Let's say it's your real estate agent,
it's my real estate agent.
and they're giving you advice on a property that's about to come on the market that would be a sweet deal.
Yes.
And then you choose a different property to buy.
Yeah.
Okay. And the
But if-
and the question is, do I still give them the bottle? Is
Right.
that's the question? Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Easy. Know exactly what Nate would do. Mischievous bastard. All right, give me a second. Okay, cool. What'd you think, bro?
Okay, hold on. So I have my answer written down, and I want to say what I would do.
Yes.
Okay. And then you're on 3, we're going to say what we would do. And then
Sure.
we're going to reveal what if we got the other person right. So 3, 2, 1, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And I said yes for you.
I said yes for you as well.
Yeah.
A promise is a promise.
Yeah. And not only that,
And you've done that with me.
If you switch up, they still gave their time to you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was
They
with
still- they
the
were still-
knowledge of that house, I was able to make an informed decision on the other house.
That's a good point too.
So I have a lot of value in what that realtor
but
said.
but even so, they did their part.
Right.
And then you offered it based on their counsel.
Exactly. We're morally good. We're morally good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's
You know
the
what I'm
conclusion
saying?
here. Anyways, I
That's
feel like this game.
I feel like that was another softball. Like I feel like last time it was a little more, and I'm not mad about it. I think that's good. I just think that last time I feel like they were a little more like these haven't seemed like much of a moral dilemma yet. So maybe
for me,
we'll
it's
get
like obviously. Also, a bottle of liquor, it's like worth the price.
Yeah.
Anyways, your turn.
All right, let's see. Hey, so far 2 and 2.
It's almost like
Hey,
we think
David, this one's actually kind of crazy because this is very, very personal to you.
Okay.
You are hungry and broke. Do you steal food?
Then you should know what I do. Have you checked your cabinet lately? Okay.
All right, we're gonna say what we did on 3. 3, 2, 1. No. And I'm gonna say you said no.
And I'm going to say he said yes. And I'm going to base that off what he said last night. That if he was in a situation where his wife and kids were starving last night, he would kill somebody over it. So it's crazy that he wouldn't steal something.
Here's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I have been hungry and broke.
Morally
At times, I
inconsistent.
didn't steal food. I've been in that situation. Also, you're talking about my wife and kids. I feel like there's a different duty. Now, I did take it back, though. I did take it back when we talked about that last night as far as like going out of my way to kill someone. But I'm saying if me and somebody else were competing for food for a family and I had to fight them to the death, I would do that. So that's
funny you say that. Do you remember that? You remember?
Huh?
You don't remember?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
The Twix bar? Is when we first worked together, bruh.
What happened?
You couldn't pay me any money for the video.
I paid you in Twix?
No. We went out to eat.
Okay.
I never forgot when my mother effing Twix went. You were the one that took it.
I took your Twix?
You took the Twix, bruh. And why I know it's you now, it just came full circle, is because you have a thing of frozen Twix bars, ice cream bars in your refrigerator now. You the only nigga I know who likes Twix. You know how I got that Twix bar? Someone gave it to me.
You earned it?
No, someone gave it to me.
Okay.
So I don't even like Twix.
Okay.
I haven't had a friend ever buy Twix. Now I know you the one that took it.
Okay. How about this? Remember when I bought that bag of Skittles? You know you like Skittles. Remember I bought that bag of Skittles.
Sorry for the bag of Skittles.
No. Listen. I bought the bag of Skittles. We're on a road trip to a gig. You said, "Can I have one?" I said, "Yes." And I handed you the bag. You poured about half the damn bag in your hand and shoveled it in your mouth like this.
You know why,
The fuck?
though? I thought that since we were 50-50 in business, we can go
You go
50-50
on
with the
candy.
snacks.
But I bought it though.
With the snacks.
So I know you steal.
And on that same regard, though, since Greg is your brother and we're 50-50 in everything,
Yeah.
he's half my brother, too. Right, my nigga?
Just long distance dab. No, let's get it, bro, for the culture.
Yeah,
for the
let's
culture.
go.
Yeah. All right, so I get a point on that one.
Good job.
Was
I
that
would
Twix?
definitely not
Was that
steal.
Twix story real?
No.
I made the thing about the Skittles
Cool,
too.
cool. That was a bit. Cut that out.
We just lied on camera, bro. That's not very Christ-like.
Yeah, take it back. Oh, it's my turn, right?
It is.
All right.
Here we go. What we got?
Ooh, okay. A friend who needs a job applies at your business. Someone who is better qualified also applies. Oopsie.
Ooh.
Do you hire your friend?
Okay, now this one has a lot of.
This is a tough one.
This one has
For
a lot
us.
of ambiguity.
This has
a
a tough one for us. Yeah, go ahead.
This one has a lot of ambiguity.
Well, the thing is, we actually are in a position to hire people.
Yes.
So it's like kind of hitting home right now. I kind of don't want to put it out there for the people, to be honest.
Because you hired me and I'm totally
Yeah, and Aliki is literally like the worst part of this show. In
Yeah.
fact, she's a liability to it. You guys enjoy these games? Because we don't.
We're being held out.
She, like, my wife has us doing these stupid games. Poor K.
Oh, man, this is a tough one, dude. I think I'm going to get this one wrong because I don't actually know where you're at in this.
This one's interesting. See, they're not all softballs.
Yeah, this is a hard
No,
ball
this
for sure.
this one is too ambiguous.
All right,
Okay,
brother.
so what we would do on 3?
What we would do,
What we would do? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
No.
Ooh.
Did you say no?
Yep.
Okay, I said no as well.
Let's go.
Now here's the thing though. I think this could go either way. I was really on the fence. I really leaned into someone who's better qualified. So here's an example. Someone might be better qualified, but I trust my friend. I know my friend. So it's like it's the skills or like being qualified. You can learn the skills, whatever. If I know you're a loyal person, you're a good person, you're not going to do certain things. That's not evident if you're hiring someone new. So I think that's a case in favor of the other thing. And also there's also the case of like if your friend's really down bad, like if they need a job,
Sure.
I would definitely prioritize them over others.
Right.
But if they're not qualified, we can't
Is
just
that what it
do
says? Does it say not qualified?
it doesn't say not qualified.
You know what, dude?
It's tough. Yeah, tell
The
me what
reason
you think.
I say no is because I'm in this situation almost all the time, actually. Like we have our company, which is you can
Right.
work with us, but we have productions, which you always get a chance to hire different people. And I never just hire someone I might be the closest to just because they're my homie. I
But-
hire the best cinematographer, the best gaffer that I have at my disposal
That's true.
for the most part.
But you and I both prioritize people who have
The
done
qualified friends.
Well, okay, so like, look, we could take a situation where, Bryce, for example, we could take a situation where we have a gig and we could hire Bryce, or potentially there's another gaffer that has more experience than Bryce, maybe worked on bigger sets or whatever. But we would probably want to offer, if we feel like Bryce could do the job, we'd probably prioritize offering him that since he rents our grip van for gigs and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's like sometimes
It's
I
a
feel
little
like this
more
one could be
ambiguous,
yes
like
or
you're
no,
saying,
just
yeah.
depending on the intricacies of the question.
But
You-
for the most part, like I'm choosing your 10,000 hours over
Yeah.
the homie. You know what I mean?
Yep. All right. So we each get a point for that, right? I think I'm up by 1.
You are
are.
on one.
Okay.
If it's up, then it's stuck.
If it's up, Denny, stuck. All right. As a lawyer, do you defend someone whom you know is guilty of a vicious rape? Vicious rape.
Let's imagine they've hired you.
They've hired you.
Yeah, like
Like you're not a public defender?
Oh, it says lawyer in there, doesn't it?
Lawyer,
Yeah,
I know,
lawyer.
but a public defender, if I'm not mistaken,
Is
Is
a lawyer.
required to.
well, because everybody's entitled to a lawyer.
Yeah, let's say that it's like that then.
All right, I got it.
All right, what I would do.
Cool.
3, 2, 1.
Yes.
As a yep. Turn that out there. I said yes.
Yup, I said yes too.
I'm glad you made that distinction, because if somebody just came to me, like if I
Right.
wasn't a public defender, I'm definitely not. I'm like, I'm not taking this case.
Right.
But there's a reason that people are entitled to defense. And I think that's very important, because if you have a culture where somebody, even if I mean, look, if the evidence is clear enough, they're going to get convicted anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's your duty to represent people who like, we have to have the infrastructure. If we lose that, then
Yep.
then all of a sudden, I mean,
Well, it just gets down to your individual subjective morale, which is like
Yeah.
we need
Yeah.
strict.
yeah.
We
And
need
the
some strict
cases are
rules
going to be
on that.
presented.
Would you be motivated to do a worse job?
I think it would come back to doing my best to defend them. But the thing is if, I think I would do the job to the best of my ability.
For the sake of the question,
Sure.
okay?
Yes.
I'm taking it a step further.
Okay.
Let's say there's not enough evidence, but you know your client did it. And if you did your best job, you think they would be found innocent.
Yeah.
And you think if you did a worse job, they would be found guilty. Would it influence how well you did your job?
Look, here's where I stand on it. I think that's a very uncomfortable one. That's why it's a moral dilemma. And I totally empathize with the other position, obviously. However, I think that you have to put the integrity of justice and the principles at large above an individual case. And I think that you, as a lawyer and a public defender, you have to do I think you are morally obligated to do your best work in order to defend somebody in that situation. It's sticky, and like, look, maybe the law is not how they get those things that come back to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's probably a whole slew of other ways that those types of things come back. There's some element of cosmic justice. You don't get to skirt away from doing something heinous like that without dealing with it.
Yeah,
go ahead. My bad.
Jesus said, "Give Caesar what is owed to him, and give the Lord your God what is owed to him." And then he said another verse, "Obey the laws of the land." So I think as a public defender, it's your job to serve your duty in the best way possible. So I definitely think you're right. Like the weight of which the justice system holds is like we just can't. It is there for a reason, and it's been successful in most cases for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if you let a specific instance, if the entire system can be warped to accommodate a specific emotionally driven instance, then the rest of it kind of topples under so it has to be protected, I think.
For sure. Well, Leaky, what do you think? Because it sounds like you're on the side of killing the guy.
I mean,
No, I'm joking.
With my bare hands, probably. No. I'm a little shocked. I'm not in a bad way. I'm not saying I think anything badly of you guys. I do think that if I knew he did, like if he told me, for example, if he was like, I definitely did it, but defend me, lawyer, I think I'd be like, oh, I'm not going to do my best job. I'm certainly not going to do my best job. But I think that's not necessarily, I might be the one that is showing that my moral standards aren't as high as
the thing is, no, I mean, I think that I don't feel bad about anyone's position on that. Like, I feel like that one's
so
it is
the
weird,
the scale is so weird.
But yeah, I'm still standing on the higher order principle.
For sure. All right,
you reading?
It's me?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
It's me. All right, ready? You
Let's get
attend
it.
your best friend's wedding reception at an exclusive club. Lousy food, poor service, and bad music follow. The bride's father asks you if he got his money's worth. Are you honest? What a crazy... Who made these, bro?
You're attending a friend's...
You're attending your best friend's wedding reception at an exclusive club.
Okay.
Lousy food, poor service, and bad music follow. So you went to a wedding reception, and everything was pretty bad, right? The bride's groom, who, in assumption, paid for all this, goes...
Or bride's dad.
The bride's dad, sorry.
Yep.
Got his... comes up to you and is like, yo, did I get my money's worth?
Okay.
Are you honest to it?
Aliki, I need you to clarify something because this is going to change my answer. How authentic is the question? Like, is it like...
Let's imagine the question is very authentic. Like...
Yeah, I'm assuming that he's like, hey, bro, like
he's not coming up to you having a blast going, how about this party, huh? Like, he's coming up to you like, do you think this was worth what I paid for?
Right.
And so it is, are you honest? Okay.
I feel like this is an easy one for us too. What'd you say, bro?
For me, right? 3, 2, 1. Yes.
I said yes.
Also, I think it helps that it's the best friend. It's the best friend. And I don't think I would be dishonest, but I wouldn't divulge as much if it was just like some random wedding I was at. I mean, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, like, it's great. It's great to see the people around. I might lie by omission.
Yeah, if I'm just there as a +1 to Kevin, and her friend of a friend comes up to me, like, it's like, yo, I'm like, yeah, it's a nice wedding, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm not gonna be like, bro, this is butt.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but your best friend is getting married,
right?
And so presumably you're the best man.
Matter of fact, Polly did come up to me.
She goes, did I get all my money's worth?
And I said, and some.
Now I know that's not true because we paid for our own wedding. But shout out our parents though. They did what they could. They gave.
Make
they
sure
gave
you read what's on your board when you turn it around. Nate, you're just kind of turning around, not saying anything.
Oh, my fault. My bad. Oh, excuse me, my bad.
You just divulged into a baby.
All right, dude. So we got 2 more. Let's get it. As a professor, regulations require you to fail a student guilty of plagiarism. One of your talented students buys an essay, turns it in for a grade, feels guilty about it, and confesses to you. Do you flunk the student?
Oofy, that's a tough one. Dang, man. This is kind of in line with the lawyer one too, because it's like do your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's like in the opposite way because he's like doing a good thing, or the student's doing a good thing. I didn't try to assume it's junior. I'm sorry. You already know. You already think you know what I would do. Apparently,
Look, I just commit, bro. I'm a decision maker. I don't know about you, but you know, as a man, I make decisions. I stand by mines.
okay. All right, hold on.
We're just trying to sun you.
I know. Bro, my marker's going out, but I hope the viewers can see what I put here.
If they can't see it, bro, this whole show is ruined. All right, what we're doing. 3, 2, 1. No.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. No. My bad.
Is the
What
question?
would you do? What would you do?
My bad.
Are you flunking? Are you flunking the student?
What I would do is no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I put no for David.
I put yes for Nate. He's surprising me on that. Good job, bro.
Good job, bro, because I have the absolute objective moral high ground. So if you would have said anything else, I would have thought poorly of you.
I thought you were going to lean more towards the lawyer thing, which is like
No,
just doing
no.
your job.
Yeah, but I feel like
Different
the
repercussions.
scales
Yeah,
are way
exactly,
different.
exactly.
Also, there is a confession. I think you had the flexibility in this situation to go, okay, here's what I'm going to do. You have 24 hours to write an original essay. I'm glad you took this to me. If you write an original essay, I'm going to dock you 10 points off of whatever I would actually give you just for the infraction. But I will not flunk you if you can get or essay that you wrote to me in 24 hours. I think I'd do something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because look, they felt guilty about
Same
it.
here. Same here. I do the
People
same
make
thing.
mistakes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's you to draw, right?
Let's do it.
Uh-oh.
All right. You have been attending classes all year. Another school one.
Okay.
An acquaintance who rarely shows up asks to photocopy your notes. Do you consent? Oh, dang. That's actually, I've done this a couple times. Like, I've had this situation.
We've all been there.
Happen in real life. I know you did, because I know your notes was probably gas, the way Licky works. We was probably getting A+.
I was in this position multiple times.
I bet you was. Shoot, ain't nobody asked for my notes. It's kind of like I just wasn't a good student.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I definitely did this for sure, but it was just on account of laziness.
It's an acquaintance, so keep that in mind. It ain't the homie. It's just a person you be seeing every now and then. Because if it's me, I know you're gonna let me copy the notes. But if it's another friend who you see every other week,
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
No.
Yes. I put no, and you put no. So
Yep.
I said yes.
dang, bro.
The big thing for me is just it's notes. So if somebody was like, dude, like, I've been, I think there's a lot of situations in which the reason they came to class was, beyond their control or whatever the case is. We don't have any of those details. I'm not assuming that or writing that into it, but they're asking to copy notes or photocopy notes. It's not the test. So it's like, okay, well, I have taken notes and this person for whatever reason has not been here, but they're asking to copy the notes. So they're going to go study the notes. So I'd be like, that's, they need to do better, but I'm probably going to do it for them.
Question, and maybe this is a little too specific, but you charge for consultation hours, right?
Yes.
What's the difference?
One is for expertise that I have gained over time.
The person rarely shows up. That's a key part of this, right? They rarely show up to class.
Sure.
So you showed up for your 10,000 hours as a musician. You're not giving that information away for free?
Yeah, I think that's just fundamentally different because there's a lot of advice that I do give away for free.
But but that's not that specific. It's talking about just information in general.
Copy notes. I mean, dude, I give people ask me questions on Instagram all the time, and I'm like, yo, this is what I would do in that situation. An hour consultation is like, I'm going to sit down with you. We're going to talk about your entire business, your goals, your plans, listen to music, review something. Like, what you can ask me specific questions that I've gained. All of that I think is worthy of payment for my time, and I think it's worthy. I also think it's worthy, of the value that I add for them to pay me. I think.
Well, now I'm curious. Why do you think I wouldn't then?
Why you wouldn't give them the notes?
Because you're right.
No, I feel like I don't think there's a super strong stance on this, but I think like you're like, yo, you got to show up. I feel like you're one of those people where it's like, yo, like, hey, you haven't been here. And like I'm coming in here, you know, I have other things going on in my life and I make it to class. And you know, if I take some notes, like you got to come in and get your own notes, bro. I can't close mouths don't get fed.
I feel, yep, that's my saying. I be saying that.
That's
I
your
feel
saying.
that way. That my dad says it. It's probably a million people who say it. But
you know what my saying is?
What?
Treat others how you would like to be treated.
I don't ask for notes.
That's my. No, I was playing.
But
no. I was just okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think, bro. It's like the time that I spent taking these notes. I'm talking about like the organization of the notes. The time I'm listening and receiving the notes in a way and writing them down in a way that's when I read them later, they can communicate in a way that helps me study. Like I'm doing all these things, and to just give you that, and you rarely show up. It's not like you got sick.
Yeah.
Like you rarely show up, and you're like, no, I got to get this test together. Let me get some notes from the homie or from the dude I barely talk to.
Yeah.
An acquaintance.
Also,
it's like, nah, bro. Like I'm just gonna study my stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like hard lessons help people better themselves. So that's another part of that.
I think that's fair.
It's like, yo, maybe you should, if you fail this test, maybe you should come up to class early, more often and get some notes taken.
Perhaps some of mine is also based in like the empathy of having been in that position before, you know, and just give me the notes, and somebody did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what kind of like, I did this. I wanted to do this. Like, I'll just
different experiences.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But
Shoot,
anyway,
I
don't. I mean, this is also not this is very consequential at all.
Well, you got me right. Good job. Don't ask me for no notes.
Hey man, I got all of them correct with David, didn't I?
That's good. That's good.
Let's go, dude. I know you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I know you. I got you figured out to a T. All right, dude. Well, your punishment is to take these Scruples
dusty.
cards that we did, or as you call them, shooples.
With the big shoopies?
The young shoopers.
All right, I got to act them out.
And you got to act it out. No words, and you got to get me to guess it.
Wait, I got
to see something silly.
You got to get 3 of them, right?
Right.
Okay. 3 of them.
Please don't act out the vicious rape one.
Okay.
I forgot about that one. I try to eliminate evil out of my head as much as possible. But
damn.
do I just draw one from the deck here?
Yes.
Okay, you already shuffled them up?
I did.
All right.
I shuffled them. Here we go.
I'm going MIA for a second, guys.
He's still on camera. We'll be all right. Wait, hold on. All right, what we got? Oh dang!
I know it.
I low key forgot. Oh, okay, I got it. You broke the chair. You telling him? Let's go. That was. I mean, if you, my man was so proper with it. He was like, oops. Oh shit! Is that vicious rape? What the?
Come on, that's so easy. He did a great job.
I forgot this one. I forgot. Oh, yeah. Okay, would you steal food from somebody? Right?
Bueno.
Dang, bro. My man's really attacking me right there. I about got into jiu-jitsu mode. I about threw a triangle up on you.
That was good.
Oh man, I'm forgetting these.
Nate is so bad at this.
No, this one.
It's perfect.
Is this plagiarism?
Oh my.
Dude, I just forgot what that was.
Can we do another one?
I do another one. I just forgot.
It was the notes one.
Oh, okay.
All right, last.
Oh, duh.
All right, hold on.
What's he about to do, bruh? All right, lawyer, would you represent? Do you know this one?
I have an idea, but I just list ones you remember doing.
No, I really don't remember that many.
Oh my gosh.
plagiarism. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I love you as a friend, but we just have a better candidate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, interview. It was an interview. No, by the way, I feel like you did a great job. I actually, for whatever reason, I just could not remember any of the ones that we did.
It happens,
Like,
bro. It
yeah.
happens.
So that was on me. The punishment ended up just being me not knowing knowing these. But all right, dude. Well, hey, that was fun, man. I really like the Scruples episodes. We're definitely gonna have to do some more Scruples questions for sure.
Big Scroopies.
All right, my boy. Here.
What?
Think about this. Okay, I want you to picture something. You look into the sky. Okay. Dark object comes across your field of vision. Large. Okay? Dark. Wings. You know what I'm talking about?
Talking about a vulture.
I'm talking about a vulture, baby. Kanye West
Vultures
dropped
won.
Vultures won. So
Is there going to be a part 2?
I mean, I think that's what's going on.
Hopefully.
Right?
I mean, hopefully. I like the album.
Dude, did you see his wife's ass?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, and we've seen his other ex-wife's ass as well.
Yeah, Kanye has a nick for just showing and
yeah.
displaying his partners in a very vulgar and just unnecessary way, which I don't vibe with
Well,
at all.
yeah, you know, he's just trying to show you what he got going on. You know what I'm saying?
He's been doing that for a minute. You remember that demonic cover for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy? It's just a blurred version of like it's like a demon having sex with a white woman.
Yes.
Yeah, it's almost like
he just like leans into the shock factor of that, but it is. I will say it does seem like, yeah, like it does seem. I mean, yo, low key, he got caught. I mean, remember when he got caught like getting head on the boat?
No, what?
With Bianca or whatever, like the in Italy, he was on a boat. There was a photo. I mean, you didn't see anything in the photo, but you could tell that his like pants were down.
Pause, bro.
Yeah, but anyway, like he like the boat company was like, you're not allowed back.
Of course,
whatever.
Yeah, they're
but
doing too much.
But it's like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what that man's doing. You drop a gospel album and you're out here doing that kind of stuff. I'm sorry.
That's
like,
the thing, man.
It's just not consistent. I'm not saying you. Obviously, you know, Scripture
This
says
like,
you could be forgiven for that kind of stuff.
Right.
But
this is that's a Kanye conversation. Kanye as a person is kind of inconsistent. But as an album, though, as individual albums, bro, I just can't deny how good he is at making music.
That's true.
I can't.
That's true.
He's so good at it.
He is. No cap. So we listened to this album together, actually, and we have some notes here. So we're just gonna, dude, it's Vulture review time. Wait, actually,
You think we live in Memphis?
Hoodrat, or however it went.
That was probably my favorite song, but we'll get into that later.
Okay.
I want to hear your general review before we get into the individual tracks.
Yes.
What did you think about the album as a whole?
General review. I think that there was a lot of really creative moments. I feel like it really felt like a Kanye album. I feel like he delivered on the soundscapes and the feel. It was a really warm album, kind of dark. Now I will say on the like about the first 3 quarters, my thoughts were a lot of these songs have such similar sonics that it fits well within an album.
Yeah.
But it felt like a little bit repetitive sonically.
Yeah.
But then some of the later songs on the album, which we can get into, they actually kind of broke out of that for me. So I actually kind of put that aside, given the fact that he did add some songs that had a different sonic feel to it towards the end. I mean, I didn't get a lot by way of substance. You know, kind of just, I mean, I really felt like Kanye was kind of just saying things.
He does a lot, yeah.
He does a lot, but I would say that, you know, maybe on a second listen, I could glean some more of what he might be talking about. But to be honest, I think he's just like saying what's on his mind, as he does in true fashion.
And what's on his mind is usually pretty shocking.
Yeah.
Every single time. And that's what makes him so interesting of a figure.
Okay, all right. What's your thoughts?
It's funny you said about the Sonic thing, because I actually thought this was a way cleaner album than Donda, and I love Donda, but I stand by this heavily. If you know me, for the longest time when Donda came out, which I think was 2020, 2021, something like that.
Yeah.
It was like when Donda came out, I made 2 separate mixed playlists on Spotify because it sounded like 2 different albums to me.
Yeah.
And I gave them their own album covers and everything. It just sounded like 2 split albums, right? And that was my biggest problem with Donda. It was like I would listen and I would get sonically enthralled with this like the sound of something like come to life.
Right.
And then the next track, it's like boom, boom, boom. It's like hard.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was just inconsistent, which is funny because you said that you thought it was this one's a little bit but more consistent or like not different sonically. And I like that. I like when albums kind of bring an experience, like something that it's like the sound is consistent, but you have it's almost like a soundtrack or a score to a movie. It's like the consistent theme, but with different flavors.
Yep.
That's my another note is I think what I love about Kanye so much is he always finds a way to. It seems like he has a knack for hearing artists' voices and using them in a unique way.
Yes.
Future, Dirk, Travis Scott on this album,
Freddie
Gibbs, which had my favorite verse on the album.
Yep.
Is like you see he took Future's whole his whole kind of deep voice kind of sounding
supplement
thing.
it with the sonics.
Exactly. It's something that Kanye does well, and he's like one of the few people. I mean, off the top of my head, he's the only person I could name who does it in that well. Travis Scott is probably close second because he does that with himself as well as other people.
Yes.
And then my last note.
I think that's a great. By the way, I think that's a great call out.
I appreciate it. Yeah, Kanye's just so good. He definitely understands. Like him saying something like "I see music."
Well, he's visually. Like he's serving the song. Is almost what it's like. He's serving the song rather than like like he adds things to it that will fit in context. I mean, but that's also probably why he like has somebody on a verse and then takes them off and puts them on because they're like, actually, I don't feel like that fit. It feels, Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. He'll do that with Kid Cudi a lot. He uses Kid Cudi a lot for that. The last thing, dude, is like I noticed this with Donda as well. It's the non-listed features thing.
Yeah,
I see that, and you probably have something to say about it from a musician standpoint, a rapper standpoint, whatever. But I noticed this is like only on your first listen through. It's kind of almost like an experience. It's almost like Travis Scott's here, Freddie Gibbs is here.
Yes,
Future's on this, Lil Durk's on this.
That's actually become a thing recently. A lot of
I've noticed that.
Yeah, it's like a trend, and I think it's because when a big artist drops something. If the precedent is unlisted features, then you have to listen to the whole song because you want to hear if Travis Scott's going to make an appearance.
That is so interesting because I've never seen that. Now I'm starting to see it from. I used to always think it was like kind of like an ego thing, but I wasn't privy to what I think it is now, which is like it's just an experience thing. It's like I'm listening to this for the first time. Now I don't know, but also with Donda. He then re-added the features back on later on.
Yes,
it's almost like hey, on the when this drops though, you get to listen to it fully.
Yes,
and oh yeah, Travis.
And also without
song.
Expectations, without skipping ahead to hear the song with Travis.
Exactly.
I think that's true. I will say where I feel like, and I wouldn't necessarily say this is just ego, but one thing that I didn't like is I heard either people on the song or production or vocal samples or something. And I went to view the credits to see like if my intuitions were correct about somebody who wrote this or like this song sounds a lot like this. And it's just him and Ty Dolla $ign listed on written and performed by. And we know that's not true.
No.
We know that's
Kanye's
not
bringing in the people.
Yeah, we know this bringing in the people. So I hope that he does go back and retroactively add writer's credits because I do feel like that is a way for us to. And there's no shame in it. There's no shame in like you're trying to make a masterpiece. Mm-hmm. And Kanye, it's no secret also that Kanye works with tons of people. You know what I'm saying? Like so many people have been in touching Donda and all this stuff. So like
it's kind of some of his charm.
Yeah. I mean, he's orchestrating the entire thing. You know, he has a hand in all of it. So it's like, but same thing with an artist like John Bellion or something. And that's why they were able to reach that level of scale because they can lean on all these different people's expertise. You know what I'm saying? You can lean on a violinist who, is gonna be able to interpolate on, this theme that you have, but in a way that is just so tasteful for the instrument. That's something you just can't do. So you can give them some direction. I want it to feel like this, and then they can just do that because they're a master of their instrument. That's where you get that culmination of everything coming together. But credit them. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I agree with you, bro. If the credits don't get added later on, it's like, bro, what are you doing? Come on now. I want to see if, if I feel like I see James Blake on there and then
Yes.
Find out later he's on there, but not via the credits of the song. It's like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
My man's James Blake needs his credit.
He does. He does. All right, dude. Well, I mean, let's get into some of the specifics with the songs. So the first record that we have is Stars. And I'll just keep this one short, bro. I think that I don't think it's like a crazy record, but I do feel like it serves its purpose as an intro quite well. I think there's some really nice moments, a lot of good textures in the record. Again, this is just from first listen. You know, if I go back and listen to it again, we might get something else from it. That's kind of the beauty of music and listening to an entire album. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the intro. I mean, what'd you think of that track as an intro?
So, bro, as an intro, I think Kanye is one of the best artists to make intros. He always does that really well. An intro track for me, especially, is so important because I listen to albums as a project. I listen to it from front to end all the time. It's actually how I prefer to listen to an album. Like Pink Floyd, for example, I just want to, even though it has hitters on there, I'm like, you know, The Wall is listened to from front to back if I'm listening to the music. So, like, Kanye, that's why I like Kanye so much, because he's so good at intro songs, and Stars definitely meets that criteria.
Fire. Okay. Well, so the second track, Key to My Life.
Keys to my life. Oh, that's not how he sings it.
Also, definitely not the key.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
No, the thing that stuck out to me the most on this song was the fact that he was like, "You gonna let somebody else eat Papa John's in your crib?"
He did say that.
He did say that. And now, all right. Now, let me ask you a question, bro.
Yeah.
Is Papa John's the most disrespectful of all the food items that someone else could eat with your shawty?
That's what he's implying. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
I might
right.
have I might have missed it, but we're gonna take it there.
Yeah, because it's the comfortability.
What about?
It's like, bro, if he's taking my girl on a date, that's like, but the fact that he's at my crib eating Papa John's, but it's like, y'all really comfortable. That's what I do.
That's
bruh.
true.
That's what I eat ramen with.
Would it be worse if it was Little Caesars? Because then it's like oh,
then it's like $5 pizza. It's like no, this like he's not rich or successful. The nigga's just fantastic as a dude to her. She just likes him as a dude. You see what I'm saying?
Because Papa John's could be like, there's some.
It's $20 for a pizza.
Wait, Papa John's could be a situation where it's like, oh yeah, like I can see the value of him courting
We're
her.
gonna have a movie night.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's doing the most. But if it's Little Caesars, he's already got her locked. He knows he can bring shitty pizza to the function.
He texts her. He goes, "My bread is low right now. I'm gonna get a $5 pizza." And she goes, "It's okay, baby." I'm like,
yeah, bro.
I get that treatment.
Bro.
I get that treatment.
Shit.
Right?
Little Caesars might be worse. If that's not your shawty no more.
That's a good song though.
That's not yeah, it was a good song. But yeah, that was the line that stuck out, the key to my life. And if you did want me to talk about Papa John's, Kanye, don't put a silly bar in there like that, because that's all I'm gonna think about. Okay. Note to Kanye West here, who definitely listens to this podcast and cares about my artistic opinion.
Dude, huh?
All right.
Paid. Baby.
Now, here's what I like about Paid.
Okay.
And of course, I'm referencing notes off of one situation. So it had a really unique rhythmic pocket with the vocals. I remember Kanye's verse on that felt very unpredictable and like interesting. He was doing some like higher vocals on certain parts. I really, really liked that. I thought Ty Dolla $ign crushed that record, and basically the whole second half of the song I think was beautiful.
Yeah.
Definitely Paid is up there for me as far as some of my favorite songs. I thought that
Favorite
was definitely
songs?
no. Well, I mean,
On the album.
yeah, on the album.
Okay,
on
got
the,
you.
no, on the album. Yeah, I think I would probably put it, top 4.
Paid for me was the most commercially viable track of the album. I think
Okay.
that this could be a radio hit if
Yeah.
I know if people are still listening to the radio, but it's like this could be his hit, his number one off the album.
Okay.
Also, this one gave me very big Life of Pablo vibes. This is the one that brings me back to that era when Kanye was still in that bag of just weird, like before he got into the fringe territory that he is now.
Yep.
It was still that era, and that for me was my favorite part about it. And so I agree with you. It's almost my favorite track on the album, but I have another one that we'll get into later.
Okay. All right. Now we have. Oh, what was the next song?
Talking.
Okay, so this is one that we had a Northwest feature, right?
Oh,
Right.
yes, it is.
Okay, so here's the burning question. Here's what I want to talk about on this one, bro. Northwest or Adonis?
I actually have an opinion on this. What do you think?
Northwest is older than Adonis, right?
Uh-huh.
I liked the beginning of Northwest verse. I thought it was hard. Then she started doing the singing thing. Also, I'm definitely not trying to hate on some children on a song. Okay, so
That's what I was
first,
getting.
but if we're reviewing the music, she lost me at the tail end of her verse. Adonis, what that man talking about, I don't know. But also he's younger, so I feel like he's got a little bit more leeway. So I think Northwest was better. I think the verse was better, but I think Adonis is younger, so for their age bracket, I'm gonna say Adonis takes the cake.
Really? Okay. Well, I think the age bracket thing is a very good point. I didn't even take that in consideration. I had the luxury of watching the video before I listened to the song and seeing I can see how she has such attitude and personality as a kid. It's really cool. So even though she's rapping a kid verse and it's like a kid verse, how much can you say about it, right? But it's like I can hear her father,
the passion.
The passion in it. I think Kanye probably directed that a little bit.
Yes,
and I like that, so I have to give it to her. But I do like the age thing. I was going to say though, despite all the Northwest stuff, the second half of this track is beautiful, bro.
Yeah, there were a lot of really, really good moments. It kept it interesting for sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I like that track as well.
We're gonna be talking about that one for a minute.
That's true. Okay,
we need a drum kit.
I thought Back to Me was really pretty. I put it had an interesting blend of the movie snippet from Jay and Silent Bob, which was the beautiful butt naked women don't just fall out the sky, you know. So there was a point in there where he took, I mean, the actual movie vocals comes multiple times, but there was a part where he blended it with his own version of it, because Kanye like repeats a similar line. I think he said big titties, I think, in that too. Beautiful big titty butt naked women don't just fall out the sky, you know, or something like that.
Crazy thing to say. I mean, I know he's just taking it from a movie, but just like crazy to just make a Jesus album and just go and big titties, big booty women just don't fall out the sky. No more. Right? It's like just. Anyways, that's a whole nother conversation. I agree with you. There's a part where it went from Kanye saying it to.
I thought that was super creative.
That was cool.
Yes.
But can we talk about the best verse on the album?
Freddie Gibbs. Okay, Freddie Gibbs killed this. I think he was like, all right, I'm on the Kanye album. Guess what?
I'm gonna go stupid.
It's me time. And I feel like, again, to your point earlier, and I was gonna say this about this specific song, so I'm glad you brought it up. But it is. Freddie Gibbs' vocal tone fits this record so perfectly, because you don't hear a vocal tone like that throughout the whole song, but when he comes in, it's different, but it's exactly what it needed. It almost feels like, I'm like, oh yeah. And also, can we talk about how Freddie Gibbs sounds a lot like Tupac? I've seen him perform at Bonnaroo too. I've seen him perform at Bonnaroo, and he's darker skinned for sure than Tupac, but his mannerisms and like stage presence and stuff, I was like, yo, this is about as close to Tupac as we're gonna get today.
Dang, I gotta check out some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta check out some more of his music after hearing this verse.
He's
I actually
hard.
Kind of slept on him a little bit.
Yeah.
But
No, he's dope,
killed
man.
This verse. I mean, his verse was so hard. I'm about to go check out his discography. That says a lot.
Shout out Freddie Gibbs, dude. Freddie Gibbs, young legend. All right, and then we got Hoodrat. Okay.
Yeah.
The sample through damn near the whole song.
Yep, it's beautiful. It's actually great. I like it.
Yeah, and I like how it just did that a bunch of times, and then the music comes in, and then it's just kind of in there. I thought that was a really cool way to like intro the song. For some reason, I just got a little distracted by the sample through some of that record, so I need to go back and listen to it, because I feel like I didn't really hear it in its true form. I was literally just fixated on
the
like,
Hoodrat thing.
Yeah, like how persistent is this going to be throughout the song?
Yeah, it seemed like the content of the song was talking about, he just couldn't get over the fact, like some Hoodrat or something that he just found really beautiful, like and attractive, and he just like was interested in that. And it's always
there's a point of commonality between him and Drake, bro.
They love some Hoodrats apparently.
Yeah, Ratchet Happy Birthday.
I love that song, dude. Drake has some hits that I just forget about.
Yeah.
Anyways, us talking about Drake on a Kanye review is Kanye would hate us.
Yeah, well,
actually, this is my favorite song off the album.
Oh.
Yep, I love it.
Because you like a hood rat.
No, I don't like a hood rat. I like Karen Marie Trevino Riviera Martin. So that's what I like. But
okay, all right.
She's not a hood rat. She's Puerto Ricano. Anyways, that's not how you say it. Anyways, favorite song off the album. Loved it. I thought it was beautiful. And I'll tell you why it's my favorite song. My favorite song off of that album right there, the one, Kendrick Lamar.
Mr. Morale.
Mr. Morale, the Big Steppers, I'm tripping, is the one, Auntie's Diaries. And for the same reason I like this song. It has a cinematic undertone.
Okay.
Hoodrat, when it gets repeated over and over again in this track, it has a cinematic undertone. And one thing I put in my notes here was Kanye does this all the time. He juxtaposes his lyrical content with cinematic sonics. So like he's talking about like lust and like lusting over a hood rat and like liking this girl and
Yeah.
like how ghetto she is. But then you have this beautiful underscore of like sonics, and the same thing happens with that on Kendrick's album.
Yep.
I love music like that. I find myself drawn to that, especially when rappers do it.
Yep.
Just because I love rap music and I also love movie scores. So when you put those two together, for me, it creates the perfect concoction of like David's playlist. You know what
Fire,
I mean?
dude. No, I think that's a great call out. Also, there was the Mike Tyson quote at the end of that, which I thought was kind of cool. You know, it literally talking about Kanye. So Mike Tyson has just just the most unique voice, especially, bro. His voice just does not match his demeanor at all. Because if I just heard his voice, I'd be like, yeah, I don't think this dude's beat me in a fight. And then just Mike Tyson's actual entire demeanor and just history,
his energy, bro. If you just see him,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I actually think Mike Tyson is like a once in a century type
person.
He's a
figure,
for real,
bro.
Okay, Do It was the next record. I thought it was the most cookie cutter song. I think it's the most trash song on the record.
Not my forte. Yep.
And then the line "I just bought my bitch a bitch" I thought was so corny.
The cool part about the song, though, we did like this. We talked about it.
Okay, yeah, this salvaged it a little bit.
Back day.
Yeah.
Yep,
It brought in the juvenile sample. Now it brought it in seamlessly, and then it was actually just the instrumental. I think. I don't even think they built anything on top of it.
Really? I didn't notice that.
I think it was just the instrumental. So they went into the theme of "Back That Ass Up" and sampled that, and I think other people have used that sample as well. Like I think Travis Porter used it, and "Girl, I Love the Way You Do It." I think that was sampling that same record as well to some extent. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong. Don't kill me in the comments. But yeah, I thought that was a really, really unique thing. But before that, I was just like ready to skip to the next song.
Yeah, not my favorite. So probably my least favorite song on the album so far.
Yeah. Then we have Paperwork. Now, I thought Paperwork had some really cool industrial sounds, like the bass and like the...
Industrial is an interesting adjective for that.
Yeah, it's like very like tinny, metallic, like and abrasive.
Yeah.
That's kind of usually how I describe like an industrial sound.
It had like a Great Depression vibe.
Just real Great Depression vibes.
No.
Yeah, dude, my favorite time period.
I like how you described it. I would agree with that. I mean, one thing that I liked about this track, and I've grown to have a lot of respect for this artist as he continuously puts out fire verses, and that's Lil Durk. I think it's Lil Durk on the track. I could be wrong, but I heard Durk at some point. But I think it's Lil Durk, and you can fact check this. Check us. Your boy can't speak.
Yeah.
But I think Lil Durk, every time he puts out something recently, man, I've been like, yo, he adds a lot to. He has such an interesting. That's another person. His verse is making me want to go check out his music, just like it did for
Lil Durk
Now,
is
Cry
fire.
Later.
Yeah,
You know
and
what
I feel like Lil Durk always brings the appropriate energy to whatever song he's working on, rather than just like
Exactly.
forcing whatever he wants. Like, so I really respect that about Durk for sure. All right, next one was Burn. I thought it was a cool song. I thought it had like a little bit of a classic feel, but I didn't think it was all that crazy.
This one to me felt like an interlude.
Yeah,
in the album.
Yeah, it didn't really speak to me. Now, okay, so the next record, Fuk Sumn,
Stupid track
had
name.
I think it had a really dope bounce. There's a Future and Travis Scott feature on both of those. Very unique drum pockets. So I feel like the big thing that stood out to me on this record was the fact that they switched up the drum pockets so many different times. So you had Future, it had this one feel, and then I think Kanye was in the middle, and you almost had like live drums where the drummer there were fills and stuff in there. So it was like it was like a little more formless. And then when Travis Scott comes in at the end, you get in the Travis Scott drum pocket where it's just straight up his trap bounce you're used to seeing. I thought that was really cool because you supported each verse with their flavor of drum pocket, and I was like, this is tight.
Yo, that's a great call out. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is one of my favorite songs, but I can't believe that a song just like Fuck Something. It's just like substance wise, like imagine that song with something more meaningful. That would be sick. But
yeah, man, Kanye, it's like Kanye's, and for that reason, he's getting into corny territory for me. He's not standing on business for any particular morale base. Like, like Drake is standing on business for being with every girl he wants to, being the biggest star, trying to be number one. Like these artists are like NBA YoungBoy standing on business when it comes to being a hood dude. Like they're standing on business,
right.
but like it's not corny. It's like
you
even
feel
though
like
I agree
Kanye
with
just reached into like another, just like, oh, we want to make a a record like.
Yeah, but you see it in his personal life, and that's kind of bias, I guess. Like, but it's like you see it with his deals with Adidas and all. He just jumps in and out of pockets and like just makes a bold claim, and then gets fired or gets not fired, but gets let off a brand or whatever. And it's like I just see that he's kind of a corny artist when he comes to that. Like he stand on something, bro. Like
and
one
he
moment
used
you're
to.
like,
I think
bring me
that's
back to life.
I think
Jesus,
that's I think that's part of what. Though, like historically, has been a reason that so many people liked him is because he was like, a lot of his early graduation stuff. I mean, that they had really profound songs. Talking about materialism, talking about all kinds of stuff like that.
He had he was calling people out for the "woe is me" attitude. That was a big Kanye thing. It's like but anyways, with the track, this was one of those instances where he used Future's voice in a great way. What I liked about this is another juxtaposition. My favorite word, my favorite adjective. Is that even an adjective?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, favorite thing is about this is like you have Future's deep voice, and then you had this high pitch that he does later in the track. I think it's so interesting to like in the beginning you hear something deep and you're like you kind of get into a pocket of like a Ross pocket, Rick Ross, where you're feeling that, and all of a sudden now you're in this like high pitched. Is it up or down pitched the vocals in a way that sounds more like a child, very much like Through the Wire.
Yep.
Through the Wire.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the contrast in those two in the same track is something that's fun and interesting. It makes me want to finish the track. I liked it for that reason. Don't like the lyrical content.
Okay. Well, next up we got Vultures. This was a single that was released a little bit before. Not my favorite track. I think that it sounds really dope. I just think that for me, it's a little too abstract for my taste. It was almost like it went so many different places, but it felt unpredictable, but not in a way that really like it wasn't tastefully unpredictable. It kind of felt like I don't really know where this is going, and I feel like I'm just on a ride where I don't know what I should be experiencing.
Hot take. My least favorite album from Kanye is Jesus. I think it does that. I think it's a little abstract. It's a little like there's some crazy hitters on there, but like most of the album for me is kind of whack and like it's like doing a little too much. It never feels like it's solid in something. Right. And I think I get that from this track. I agree with you 1,000%. It's like doing a little too much. I don't like to listen to it. Yeah. I like to like look at it and go, this is kind of creative, but I don't like listening to it. Yep. You know what I mean? Yep. I don't like watching Beau is Afraid twice. Exactly. But I get it. It was cool. Exactly. I get it. You know what I mean? Yep. And I fully agree. All right, so we have Carnival. I thought the Carnival intro was crazy. It's with the chants, and then like, what'd you say? Huh? You said it sounds like a group of high
school.
Oh
yeah, it was just like an entire school of like Polish boys just chanting. That's what I don't know why I went there, but
it sounds like that.
Watch it be exactly that. Genius.
Yo, he was out in didn't he produce this album in like in the middle of the desert or something? So I wouldn't be surprised if he had some people out there like
I don't know, bro.
Remember he had that
photo of him? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Which dude, Vultures on the desert, the entire scope. Oh, see what I'm saying? Sense. Yeah, also, the record's kind of warm, dark feel. Like, I mean, sonically, it's building all around that Vultures. True. I think that's a great name. Also, dude, like, what a boring concept with no substance. It was it being called Carnival was like she gonna ride the dick like a carnival. Pause. Like, come on, bro. Like, how many songs are we making about? Like, that's so boring to me now.
Also, Kanye, you're in your 40s, dog.
Yeah. Yes. Come on.
We doing that in the 40s, my boy.
Yeah. You know how we feel about that though.
Yeah, man. We
on that same tip. With like immature. You know what I mean? Okay. Beg Forgiveness. I thought Beg Forgiveness was really, really a pleasant record. This is definitely top 3 songs on the album for me. And I thought there was a crazy switch up at the end. So this song was a real standout to me. Just the theme of Beg Forgiveness and how beautiful and like moving it sounded the whole time. I think this was like a 6-minute song, longest song on the album, I think. It was
the long one, yeah. Yeah. It's like his Come to Life from Donda. It's like this is the big one he wants to play around. Yeah.
Come to Life was one of my favorites.
Right. Yeah. I agree with you. That was my one note, was that the switch up was insane. I also am a very big fan of the song title. I think song titles have a lot of weight, especially from a consumer standpoint. Yes. Like it's like when I look at song title, I'm like, yo, you heard this song from Kanye called Beg Forgiveness? Yes. It's like it gets people hyped.
Hit, dude. Yeah. I agree. I'm actually very much on that on that tip. I feel like song names are always really important for the branding and the if you just default to like just I guess I'll just pick a song name from like just based on what the hook is or something.
Right.
It's not always remarkable.
Exactly.
If you have a song called like, Talk to Me or like What's Up. I have a song called What's Up. Bad choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's not doing the justice. But my biggest song right now is Curious George. Immediately you're like, what the hell? What the hell is this?
Or the one that no one knows about, but my favorite track name is Don't Feed the Ostrich.
Don't Feed the Ostrich.
Yep.
Hug Onto Your Gold. That's
Hug
another
onto
one.
your-
Yeah, that's how it goes. Let me keep going through here. We only got a few more, right?
Good in parentheses.
Good.
Don't die. Which is also a cool song name.
We both thought that it sounded like James Blake.
Yep, we did.
And that's one of the ones where I went to check the credits because I was like, I feel like James Blake's all over this record. There was also one that I feel like definitely had a James Blake vocal sample.
I think that was one of the first couple tracks.
Yeah. And
that,
I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a pitched up James Blake vocal just based on the texture of his voice. I thought there was a nice sonic switch from the rest of the album. So this was where the tail end of the album, Beg Forgiveness, Good, it started to take me a little bit out of the similarity, but in a good way for me.
Right.
I think there's a balance. Like I know you're talking about like you look at a certain song or a certain album and you're like, I wanted to have one cohesive sonic thing. I feel like Mr. Morale was like the perfect blend of some
I see
like
what you're saying.
A lot of different flavors, but also like a through line. That's to me what great albums have. If the songs are too similar, I feel like it just gets a little repetitive and like certain songs can just replace others. Yeah. And if it gets too out there and across the board, it doesn't sound like an album at all. It just sounds like songs thrown in.
Yeezus did that. Yeezus was like way too repetitive in my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's not a Yeezus review, but
yes. Any other notes on?
I actually
Good?
agree with everything you said on that. That'll probably be a song that I listen to a bit. I'm like, if it sounds beautiful and sonic and it's like kind of sweet and not too aggressive, because I'm a big softie unless I'm mad. It's I prefer to listen to music like that. So this is probably one that I come back to a lot.
Fire. All right. Problematic. Standout Kanye rap performance. You want to talk about, this is definitely Kanye's best vocal performance on this entire album.
Oh.
Yeah, like no question about it.
Really?
Yeah, no question about it. There's literally not another verse I heard that I even remarked on, but this one, unfortunately, I'm sorry. I know Kanye is the producer situation that he has going on with his albums that really make it. This verse was crazy.
Yep.
I just think that it had so much bravado to it and just perfectly in the pocket. I feel like every word was said exactly as it needed to be said in terms of the delivery, the tone. So that was my big takeaway from that song on first listen.
I want to go back to this one because I didn't take a lot from it. Just from a consumer standpoint, I was like, the production sounds incredible. That's all I had. But now that you said it's like his best vocal performance off the album, I'm gonna go back and check it out for that.
Yeah.
reason.
Also, the production is crazy. The production supported it, but I felt like for the production being so good, for his voice to also be a standout to me. I think that speaks to the vocal.
Yeah, I'm
performance.
gonna listen to that again.
All right, and then the last song, King, I thought it had a really interesting feel. It was pretty short for an outro record or the end record, but I also felt like with the last the last 4 songs on this album, he really did some different stuff than the beginning of the project. Yeah. So I really liked the fact that I got several different really different feels, but it didn't feel out of place. It just felt really good to me. But yeah.
I was bored. I put my note was boring. I didn't like this track that much. And I think that's a little biased because I love outros just like I love intros, I was describing earlier. Travis Scott's last album, Until Further Notice, it's James Blake and you got I love albums that Pink Floyd's The Wall again. It's the whole outro is just like a goodbye to all the people. Like the wall's falling down. It's like the story is complete. Yeah. I love albums that have a good outro as well as a good intro. This one fell short in that regard to me.
What are you rating it? First listen, Vultures 1 out of 10. What you rating it, bro? With a point in there.
First listen. I always got to make this clear because second listen, third listen may change. But first listen, I mean, bro, I'm a big Kanye fan. I didn't state that in the beginning, but I'm like a massive Kanye. He's like top 3 for me, for sure. And so I'm going to give Vultures, as it is, first listen, an 8, but I think it can move to a 9.
I think I would say an 8 as well. I was thinking maybe 8.5. The only things that are keeping me away from that, one is substance. 2 is that there were a few records on here that I thought were just kind of like a little bit filler in comparison to some of the others. And then I think that there was some songs that the structure seemed to kind of be all over the place. But I mean, Kanye delivered. Like, he definitely delivered on the album. Like, he always does. Bro. He really always does.
Delivers.
For better or for worse. You know, it might not be your flavor, but it's like you're always getting that. You're always getting that from Kendrick. Always. You're never not getting Kendrick showing up.
You trust when you turn on a Kanye album. You trust that you're going to get something. You're not going to walk and be like, this is an album I wish I wouldn't have wasted my time with.
Facts.
Even if you listen to it, even like I said, Bo is Afraid. It is a film. It's like, I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah, me too.
Right. You know what I mean? That's how I get from Kanye. It's like, I'm glad I watched. What he does is, I'm glad I listened to the album. But Kanye does one step further. He's like, it makes me want to listen to it again and again and
Facts.
again and again.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So,
well, man, that was good, dude. Little Scruples, little Vultures review. I feel like that's good for a podcast
man.
episode.
This is
How
a
you
fun
feeling?
one. I had fun.
It was good, dude. It was good. I always love listening to an album, especially when it's like one of the greats in the genre. So,
bro, we do other reviews on the channel here. We do reactions to music videos, different artists. We got some Coast Contra reactions, which we know you guys love. But if you want to check out some more reactions here on our YouTube channel, check them out. Actually, there's one in the bio right now.
Well, dude, let's get out of here. Till next time, gang. Peace.
Yeah, baby, need top 5 when I'm done going mental. Yeah, I'm locked in, you can peep my credential, man, the lab all winter. All summer, yeah, I went dumb, now I'm about to